Dear students, now we are discussing about conformational isomerism. Conformational isomerism means rotation across a single bond. Rotation across a single bond, that is rotation of sigma bond. For example, let us take ethane. Between ethane, in ethane here between carbon and carbon there is a single sigma bond is there. This single sigma bond has ability to rotate. Okay, so by rotation of this single bond, okay, you will get n number of conformers. You will get infinity number of conformers by rotating this one. Okay, so to rotate this, first we have to write this structure in Sahar's form. Okay, in Sahar's form we have two forms. One is a staggered and another is a eclipse. Okay, staggered conformer and eclipse conformer. In staggered conformer, here this is the first carbon atom and this is the second carbon atom. Same. So first let us take first carbon atom. First carbon atom, 3 hydrogens are there. 1, 2, 3 hydrogens. And this is second carbon atom. This is second carbon atom, and these 3 hydrogens we have written like this. So here, if you observe carefully, this hydrogen is at bottom, whereas this hydrogen is at top. Means the hydrogens are located exactly opposite directions. And here this is also. So when you compare these two hydrogens, they are located at exactly opposite directions. Okay, and but whereas in this structure, if you observe here, this hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen, and this hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen, and this hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen. That means once we arrange the rotation, this carbon exactly back of this rotation, that conformer is called eclipse conformer. This conformer is called eclipse conformer. Okay, so in these two conformers, which is having more stability, and why? See, regarding stability, we have two different terms. One torsional angle, and another is so the stability is depending upon two steps. One is torsional strain, and second one is steric hindrance, steric or van der Waals repulsion. So torsional strain. See here, basically torsional strain is between bond pair and bond pair electrons. Repulsion between bond pair electrons is called torsional strain. Okay, so here if you observe carefully, so this is a bonded pair. Okay, so between carbon and hydrogen, 2 electrons are there. Okay, these electrons are called bond pair electrons. Okay, and these electrons are called bond pair electrons. This is one bond pair, one bond pair. In the same way, here also one bond pair is there, here also one bond pair is there, here also one bond pair, and here also one bond pair is there. Okay, if the repulsion between this bond pair and this bond pair of electron is there, that type of repulsion is called a torsional strain or torsional repulsion. The repulsion between bond pair electrons and bond pair electrons. Okay, now let us see in this example, if this hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen atom is exactly back of this hydrogen atom. Because of present exactly back of these positions, so what will happen here? The strain, the bond pair electron pair repulsions are more. Bond pair electrons repulsions are more. That means torsional strain is more in eclipse form because of exactly back of that atoms, and this atom exactly back of that one, and this bond pair and this bond pair they repel. This bond pair and this bond pair they repel each other. Okay, so here because of these repulsions, okay, to minimize the repulsions, they try to rotate. Okay, first, that is what torsional strain, and second, steric hindrance. Steric hindrance depends upon the size. So here hydrogen atom is a smaller in size and this atom exactly back of that one. Okay, this atom and this atom back of that one. So here steric hindrance is there, but in this case this atom and this atom both are in exactly opposite direction. Because of location or opposite direction, okay, here torsional strain or repulsions are very less. In these two, repulsions are less because one is above means one another is below one. This is above the hydrogen, this is below hydrogen. So because of that reason, distance increases. As distance increases, repulsions decreases. So repulsions in staggered forms are very less compared to repulsions in the eclipse form. That's why eclipse form having more energy. Whereas staggered form having less energy. Okay, why they have more energy? Because of more repulsions by torsional repulsions and steric repulsion, whereas in staggered form repulsions are very less. Okay, so due to arrangement of the atoms, right? So staggered form is a more stable. So staggered form is a stable form compared with eclipse form. So this is a less stable. Now let us take second example, butane. Okay, now here rotation of second and third carbon atom. Second and third carbon atom rotation is there. Okay, so first we have to write this butane into Newman's projection formula. First, the first carbon atom, this is second carbon atom. You have to write second carbon atom. This carbon carries two hydrogen atoms, one hydrogen, two hydrogens, and this CH3 methyl group is located. Okay, this is a second carbon atom. Now the third carbon atom. So here I will write exactly back of this one, CH3, and exactly back of this one. The dotted line is a back carbon hydrogens. Dotted lines are nothing but the back carbon hydrogen atoms. Okay, so here this methyl group and this methyl group. So this methyl group is exactly back of this methyl group, and this hydrogen atom is exactly back of this hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom is exactly back of this hydrogen atom. So first you have to write in this form. Okay, by keeping one carbon in a fixed position, you have to rotate the second carbon atom. As I told, conformal means rotation of a single bond. Conformal is nothing but rotation of a single bond, that is sigma bond. Here between these two carbon atoms. So here rotations take place. The rotations take place in this carbon atom. When rotations take place here, by keeping one carbon as a fixed carbon atom, and rotation has to be done by another carbon atom. Okay, now here I am keeping the first carbon atom, that is second carbon atom here. This carbon atom, so this is this second carbon atom as a fixed position without changing the rotation. I am going to rotate the back carbon atom. Okay, when I am going to rotate the back carbon atom, let us see here what will happen. So in this here what I did, I just to make you understand, I made the first carbon, this second carbon atom as a fixed positions. Okay, so I have written all the first carbon means this carbon as a fixed position. Now I am going to write isomers of this second carbon atom. So isomers of this second carbon atom means, so it look like this, CH3 H. The dotted line is nothing but hydrogen atom. Okay, now this methyl group is exactly back of this methyl group. This hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen. This hydrogen is exactly back of this hydrogen. This form of conformer is known as eclipse. This form of conformer is nothing but eclipse conformer. Now by rotating 60 degrees, okay, so this isomers, by keeping the first carbon in a fixed position, the back carbon you have to rotate by 60 degrees. When you rotate the back carbon 60 degrees, this methyl group will come here, and this hydrogen atom will come here, and this hydrogen will go there. Then it will come CH3 hydrogen, then hydrogen atom. Okay, so now if you see here, while rotation of the 60 degrees, the angle between this methyl group and this methyl group, the first carbon, this carbon methyl group and this carbon methyl group, angle is 60 degrees. Okay, such rotation is called gauge rotation. Such rotation is called Gauss rotation, or the dihedral angle between these two is 60 degrees. The dihedral angle between these two methyl group is 60 degrees. Okay. Next, after that, again I will rotate this methyl group again 60 degrees. If I rotate 60 degrees, this methyl group will come here, this hydrogen will go there, and this hydrogen atom will come here. Once I rotate here, so exactly here this when I rotate this hydrogen, especially this hydrogen will come exactly back of this methyl group. Okay, so hydrogen atom come back of the methyl group, and this methyl group will come back of this hydrogen, and this hydrogen will come back of this hydrogen atom. Okay, now this is like a eclipse form only. This is like a eclipse form only, but it is a partially eclipse. Why it is called partially eclipse means, when you compare the size of this hydrogen and size of this methyl group, and size of this hydrogen, size of this methyl group. Okay, so here this methyl group is a back, okay, located at the back carbon atom, whereas this hydrogen is located at the front carbon atom. Okay, the front carbon hydrogen size is small, the front carbon hydrogen size is small, whereas the back carbon methyl size is big. Okay, so this hydrogen atom unable to cover the size of the methyl group due to its big size. Okay, so that's why this structure is called a partially eclipsed. Partially eclipse. Okay, next. So again we follow 60 degree rotations. When you do the again 60 degree rotation, this will come this place, and this will move here, and this will come this place. Okay, again 60 degree rotations when you come, so here this will come this place, means exactly CH3 will come here, and this hydrogen will go to this place, and this hydrogen will come to this place. 60 degree rotation. Now this methyl group and this methyl group, the angle between these two methyl groups, the bulky group angle between two bulky groups is 180 degrees. Okay, so such compounds are called anti or anti-staggered. Anti-staggered means between two methyl group, if the angle is 180 degrees, then it is anti-staggered. Okay, so this is anti-staggered. Again after this 180 degrees, one more time follow the rotation. When you do the rotation, this one will go here, this will come this place, and this will come this place. So one more rotations. So what will happen here? This methyl group will come to this place, CH3, and this hydrogen will come to this place. This hydrogen will come here, hydrogen, and this hydrogen will come there, hydrogen place. Okay, so rotations. Again the bond angle between these two, the bond angle between these two methyl groups, again one more rotation, it causes Gauss. One more rotation, it causes Gauss, right? So okay, now one more 60 degrees, the 60 degree rotation of this one, it will go here, and 60 degree rotation of this one, it will come this place, and 60 degree rotation of this one, it will come down. Okay, now it will, the methyl group, the 60 degree rotation of this one, next rotation it will come, methyl group will come in this place, that is CH3. Okay, this hydrogen will come to this place, that is this hydrogen atom, this will come to this back of this hydrogen, this. Okay, again it got same eclipse format. Okay, so this format and first group both are same. Okay, so eclipsed and eclipsed. So in this one, which is more stable, the stability is more in anti-form. Stability is more in anti-form. Why stability is more? Because the two groups, okay, this methyl group is exactly opposite direction. This hydrogen and this hydrogen exactly opposite. This hydrogen and this hydrogen exactly opposite. Due to location at opposite directions, repulsions are very less. Okay, so either it is a torsional repulsion or steric repulsions are very less. Due to that reason, this is a more stable. So stability is anti is more stable than anti is more stable. Okay, next stable compound. Next stable compound is Gach. Okay, so Gach is more stable. After anti, Gach is a more stable, because here if you observe this methyl group, the distance is increased by 60 degrees here. So between this hydrogen atom, distance increases, this hydrogen, distance increases. As distance increases, repulsions decreases. Okay, so next Gach. After Gach, followed by partially eclipsed. After Gach, followed by, see, this is a Gach. Okay, compared to Gach and partially eclipsed. Okay, so Gach is more stable than partially eclipsed. Okay, last we have fully, this is what, fully eclipsed. So fully eclipsed. So this is the stability order. Okay, thank you.